Welcome back to Half A Hot Rods. Today's project is not an old car or a truck, but it is old car or truck related. For those of you that saw my LS Swap Blazer video, you know that my wife used to have a pretty sweet LS swapped OBS two-door Blazer, and it was kind of awesome because it was fun to drive and made lots of power and that kind of stuff. But a year ago and 2 days, actually, my son crashed it. Now, we're thankful that he came out of it alive. The Blazer, however, did not. One of the few panels that was not damaged in that crash was the driver's door. So this year, we're almost to Christmas, and my daughter, who is very artistic, a lot like my wife, has decided that we're going to take this driver's door and we're going to paint a picture on the window there, and it's going to be a picture of the Blazer intact on a beach somewhere, because my wife wants to be on a beach somewhere all the time, and that's what she's going to do. Now the challenge is, this thing takes 2 men and a boy to pick it up. It's heavy, okay? So I'm going to pull the door panel off the inside and see what metal we can get rid of to make it lighter, in case we decide we want to hang it up somewhere rather than just have it sitting on a deck or in the shop or on the ground. I want to make it light enough that we can hang it. And then once I've done my part, we'll get into Chesney painting on it, and we'll show you some of that. So stick around, follow along. We'll see what we can do here. I've never done anything like this, like most of my projects, but we're going to figure it out as we go. So stay tuned. Like that. The problem is I still need the window to stay up, which means I can't really take the regulator, the motor, or any of that stuff out of here. So yeah, I don't know how much lighter I'm actually going to be able to make it. Window, motor, and regulator removed. Moment of truth. Ah, good, it didn't fall. So, here's what we did. The window regulator normally connects right here, and this little motor turns this little gear, which moves this guy. This end attaches to a sliding point, and then this just, as they come apart, the window comes down. As they go together, it pushes the window up. So we've got these zipped in here, And then just so they can't slide apart at the top, which they shouldn't, I ran 2 in here. These self-tappers do just that. They make their own hole. But when you're running through 2 pieces of metal, sometimes they'll want to push them apart before they really start digging. So that's why I drilled these 2, so that they wouldn't push apart, because they've got a rivet in the middle that helps hold them. All right, Chesney's here for the arts and crafts portion of the show. She's going to make the magic. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh.
I can't even see that breath.
Ah. Okay. Carry on. I got other stuff I got to do. Feel free to explain what you're doing while you're doing it. You know, happy little trees.
Like Bob Ross. Hi. Welcome, everyone. First off, we're just using this handy dandy dry erase marker so if we make any uh-ohs or happy accidents, as Bob Ross says, we can erase it. We're also using Pinterest. Now we're going to have to go to the Instagram and find some pictures. Well, that looks okay. Oh, Jack! Hooker! Come here. Hi, honey. Come here. What do you think? How does it look? You don't know because you're a cat? Just get comfortable, please. Honestly, Hooker, at some point we're just gonna have to full send. Stop doodling. Okay, we have the whole thing marked out with the dry erase marker, and now, using lots and lots of reference photos, now, give you a close up the Hooker. Don't know if you can really see that, but yeah, we sketched it out. So now we're just gonna take the paint and then see how this goes. Alright, so right here, horizon line, right? Sky, ocean, sand, greenery, paint. It does scrape off, so I mean if I mess up that bad, I can just scrape it off. Ah! Hooker! Stupid. Anyways, you can start with whatever shade you want. Just go to town, man, because you can always paint over. And I suggest starting with a pretty light coat, because painting on glass is weird. You're scratching me. And then, making sure you're staying in where you want the ocean to be. And you're going to have to let it dry and do multiple coats of one color. But that's good because the ocean needs to look like the ocean. Don't know if there's a specific paint you're supposed to use for this or a paint that would work better, but this is what I have, so this is what I use. Okay. Oh, accidentally got some on the Blazer. That's fine. It'll buff. But the Blazer sadly did not buff.
Wah, 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 wah.
Cool! Groovy, man. It's a lot of blue. Try not to erase the Blazer that took 5 hours to draw. So I guess we'll start with some red. Alright, so let's see what we want to do next. I think I will fill in the green and the sand again, and then start working on details. Wearing a veil of white broken light melt away. And she was free. South of the border, down Mexico way. I, Anyways.
She may be difficult, but boy, can she sing.
I guess we'll make some more sand. Get that kind of even. Yeah, I think we're gonna need some yellow. Just in like how yellow that one was. So, just that might have been too much. It's a little bit better than the last one. And then we're going to take our lighter blue, pale blue, we're going to drop it right here, next to it. We're going to start carving out our ocean and our skyline. So, you know, then I'm taking this navy blue, which I'm going to use as the divide, the horizon line. I'm going to drop it right here. The good news is it's all blue. And then we're going to take this navy blue and we're just gonna distinct where our horizon line is. Beautiful. After you have your very, very happy horizon line, you're going to take your lighter blue, still with a little bit of the navy blue, but not the lightest blue, the other shade of it. Don't know what it's called. Cobalt? I don't know. Anyways, you're going to take a little bit of your navy and your other blue, not the lightest blue, not the pale blue, and you're going to come lower than that line, and you're going to brush it on. Like so. And then you're going to get even less of the navy blue, and then you're going to brush it on. So it just makes it kind of gradual. And then I'm going to take some of this light blue along, the pale blue, along with this darker blue. And we're going to brush it on. Now that's much, much lighter. So I think I'm going to continue with this, but then go on top with some of my more darker blue. Not the darkest, the medium. The middle blue. Put it on. Put it on. Okay. And then I'm going to take the pale blue again, with none of the other, and put it on. We want it to get lighter as it gets to shore. And now, we're just going to kind of wipe the brush off a little bit, you know. And do a dry brush method. Let me get my handy dandy towel. I mean, you could just brush it on your skin too, if that's what you choose to do, but, you know, I'm not joking. And then dry brush it all together. Work your way down. Don't go from bottom to top, go to top to bottom. So that your colors blend from darker to lighter. And it should give you this nice ombre. That's right. I said it.
What?
Ombre. And don't worry about getting it on anything else because, like I said, those aren't done being painted yet. Okay, now I'm going to dry brush it a little bit again, start from the top again, and go down a little bit more because it's still kind of wet, so I can still manipulate it a little because I didn't like how blue it was down here. So now you have this nice kind of gradual doop doop doop, you know? Okay, for the sky, I'm gonna have to look at the Pinterest reference photos because I'm not too sure how I want to do it. Obviously, it's going to be lighter than the ocean. It's going to go from lighter right here and go up. I'm going to use it this way instead of this way. And we're just going to go ahead and put it on there like so. We're going to make sure we have enough. And if I mud up my horizon line, that's okay. I'm also just going to paint over the palm tree and paint it on top when we're done, because that's just make things easier. So I'm not wasting all this blue. I'm going to add a tad bit of white to this middle shade of blue, not the navy, so that we can make it a little lighter. Because I want to make sure that you can tell what the sky is and what the ocean is. Don't want it to be too mixed up, which obviously the sky is going to have clouds in it. And the clouds are fun to make. We're not there yet. Yeah. And luckily by adding white, it didn't make this blue the exact same shade of this blue, because this blue has gray undertones and this one has more purpley. Alright. Okay, so we're going to take this again. We're going to continue adding the pale blue to this section. Just keep her going. Keep her going. Keep her going. Alright, now that we got quite a bit, we're going to take the mixed color that we just made. Just another lighter version of blue. And then we're going to take some of the pale blue on top of it. And I'm honestly just dabbing. Anyways. Now I'm kind of just mixing them together, man. In the center right here. And then we're just going to cool beans. Some more of the mixed with the pale. And a tad bit more, just use up the rest of the pale. And and then we're going to take the mixed color. Make sure it's actually mixed. And we're going to add her to the top. And we're going to keep adding her. And I don't think I want to use the navy on the sky, just to keep the bright sky. Okay, so with this one, you're going to want to start at the lightest color and work your way up. So center up, whereas this one went center down. So, clean off your brush, not completely, just wipe it off on something a little bit to give it a little bit more dry, and do the dry brush. From the bottom up. Yeah, it's a little splotchier than the ocean was because it's a little bit more area to cover, but it's fine. Okay, so I'm going to take some of the pale blue on my brush again, just to help it. I honestly think I might need some more pale blue at the bottom to help work it up because it's a little dry. Too dry. Yes, I know. The dry brushing is too dry. Ooh, yeah, look at that. It's peeling away. Now if it starts peeling away, stop. Just stop. Right now it's probably too wet to do anything with. So we're going to let her dry a little bit. And we'll probably have to go at it again with the exact same method, but on top after it dries. So, Everything's pretty wet right now because it's humid. But I think I will add a few more coats of red and white. And then if the greens, no, the green's still tacky. So I think what I'm going to do tonight is add some more black, red, and white because I haven't touched that yet in this sitting. And then we're going to let it dry overnight and we'll come back and continue in the morning. So, bye. So, pale blue above the horizon. Continue with the pale blue above the horizon. Now just take a big mixture of everything you got, along with the blue, slap her up top. And slap her. And smack her. And then we're just going to blend her out up here, trying to get to all the corners, so we don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, cool. Cool. And then from the bottom, going up. Okay. Very nice. Then dry it off again as much as you can. I'm going to start with a little bit of this pale blue on my brush so I can help her out a little. Right here it's starting to peel. So I'm just going to start on the outer edges and flicker in. Beautiful. And then we'll just fix our edges. Beautiful. I'm going to start fading it a little bit lighter sooner. So I'm going to take my cobalt pale blue mixture everywhere, taking up the whole board, put it under, like so. Beautiful. Daddy, where? Yitty. Yitty, yitty. Yitty, yitty. Come here. Beautiful. Making it a little bit lighter and prettier. Want to help? Dry brush. Starting from the horizon and working it down. Don't have too much of that, Daddy. Oh. Wow! So I think I'll do a coat of green, and then it's going to have to dry again. So. Okay, so I accidentally forgot to record, but as you can tell there is now a palm tree. So what I did for that is I literally just put black paint, made that shape, and then for these I just took some green and went. So yeah, gonna real quick do a few more coats on the Blazer, and then I will get back and show how to finish the palm tree, and then we will probably add some stuff to the sand, and then we will add better greenery so it looks more. This one's probably going to stay like this because I like how it looks, but this will obviously have beach type greenery with it. Alright, palm tree time. Put some green And then I'm going to add white and black to it, because the type of green I want to use has gray undertones. Most of the dusty colors, if you want to use like a dusty color, or if you don't have a dusty color and you want to make one, is gray undertones. So, you know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So we're going to take that, and we're going to take this little blob of white we have over here, left over from re-highlighting and painting over that, which is apparently taking forever. And then we're just going to mix it together. I don't know what's going on with this black paint, but, because it ain't working too well. That's nice. Alright, we might need some more black in that. This is the color we have right now. I'm going to add a smidge of brown too, just to see what happens. Might have added too much brown, but it's fine. I'm going to go below my line of work with the green onto the sand. I'm just going to honestly just whoop it, you know? Start with the base and swoop it up, because then it's going to have a nice point to it. And just kind of throw them wherever you think. I'm just getting a teeny tiny dab of paint. Now with these bigger ones, you'll want to get a bigger dab to come up. And you can start at the top too if you want them to come up behind the tree and stuff like that. But I'm just kind of trying to make it look as real as possible. Realistic show look. And as you can tell, our furry friend is back. He won't leave me alone. Don't get your tail in the paint, please. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, we're just gonna go to town, mostly on this one. And then I'll honestly probably use this on the palm tree too, because with this, we use the multiple greens, and then the palm tree will use multiple greens. Okay, so the important step is to make sure you know where gravity is. Obviously the gravity is pulling from here, so you don't want to have your fun little palm fronds defying gravity. So you want to always have them hanging down. So for these ones that are hanging closer to the ground, you can have the fronds on both sides with the points. I really like how this island looks, so I'm just going to leave it. Sand. It's super dark. I made it really dark, but I don't want to mess with it today. Do I? Yes. No. Yes. No. Alright, it's time for clouds. Clouds. Now we got this really deep brown. I'm just using the brush I've been using to mix, but the other end, because it's tiny. Now we're just gonna add the stripes to the coconut tree. And then, oh, ooh, Hooker, you definitely just got green all over me and your paws. Oh gosh. Let me see. Let me see your paws, Hooker. Yep, the Hooker's got a green paw. so you don't get green everywhere. Look at your belly. The hooker belly. The hooker belly. Oh, hooker's cold. Is hooker cold? Is hooker distracting me? He is. What do you think, hooker?
You very impressed?
I am very impressed.
Alright, it's time for clouds. Clouds. The sky needs to be brightened up a little. So, we're going to take our pale blue. I think my paint might be frozen. Ooh. Squeeze her on there. Then we're going to take our white. Squeeze around there. Then we're going to take a dry brush that looks like a Venus. It's a weird fan brush. It doesn't have a name. And then just, make a cloud. A billowy cloud. Like so. Blend. Just gonna do streaks across the sky now. Like so. Then we'll take some more, streak it across, kind of willy-nilly. Then we'll take some of this light blue, streak it kind of close to your white streaks. Okay, so real quick, I mixed a darker brown. This will be the shade under the truck. So I think, honestly, I'm going to use the back end of the brush and make 1,000 teeny tiny little dots to just make it look like 1,000,000 grams of sand. Grains of sand. So, I'm going to use this brown color under here. Now I'm just going to go to town and do thousands of teeny tiny dots everywhere. So I'm going to figure out how to get this to not look wonky. I'm also going to keep doing my layers on this to not let it be ugly. But then when I decide to do something different that you haven't already seen for the last hour, I'll turn the camera back on. Bye. Okay, now we're ready. So, I brought you a little closer so that you can see all the detail work that I'm doing, because right now we're just working on the big kahuna. That one looks a lot nicer than that one, but it's fine. They're sisters, not twins. Ta-da! I probably should have done the black outline before adding all these fun details to the window, but why would I make life easier? That just seems silly. Okay, so we're going to start adding the black outline with this fun brush. This fun brush has honestly been the best. Okay, so luckily I can use a pencil and go ahead and write out my words. Oh. So big. Kahuna, maybe? I kind of want it to be like tiki letters because that's what I saw on Pinterest as a font and I thought it was super cute.
So Chesney got the door all finished up. We'll let her kind of explain to you what she's got. What do you think of how it came out, Ches?
You know, could have been better.
It's
fine.
I think it's pretty good. How many hours do you think you've got in it total?
Probably 10.
10?
10 or more, less, I don't know.
12?
Around
15?
that.
75?
A number.
I know I edited a lot of video. And yeah, more than I have for any other video I've done. But what was the hardest thing to do on it?
This stupid Blazer.
Yeah, because that's not something you've drawn a lot of as cars, right? The big kahuna is what Missy called the old Blazer. Got pretty good detail in the
Kitty.
tree and grass and...
Kitty. Oh, he bit me!
Cats are buttholes. But, how do you think Mom's reaction was to it?
I think she liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she liked it too. We got to figure out a place to put it up. I think probably hang it up, right?
Yeah, somewhere up here.
This is kind of Missy's workspace out here on the deck. She likes to be out here in the heat, so we might just build a wood frame and hang it up there along the side of the house. I told her we could hang it up, you know, in the living room or the bedroom, and she wasn't really with that. So, what would you do different?
The Blazer.
The Blazer. Do you know how to do it different?
Nope.
Or is it just a matter of needing more practice on drawing cars?
If we were practice.
Well, that 3/4 view is about as hard a decision as you could make. As hard a thing to draw as you could possibly do. You could have just done a side view and it would have been much easier. But, anyway. I think it looks really good.
Anywho.
Alright, so that's our first Automotive Art. I think there's going to be more to come. I actually just had somebody contact me on Facebook Messenger and ask me about doing something else. Not as a result of this, but just because they know I mess with car stuff. What's the cat doing?
Eating
Eating the donkey treats?
Yeah.
Hey, no one likes you. Get out of here.
I like him.
No one likes you either.
I like him.
Get lost. Anyway. Okay. Test time.
If I can do it, you can do it.
She actually got it. Hey, thanks for watching. Check us out on TikTok, Instagram, FaceTube, whatever else the
Next
kids
talk.
say I need to do.
What's next?
What? Yeti. No? Alright, thanks for watching.